Hey guys, King Kaiju here. Today we're going to be doing a Kaiju review, and today's review is on yet another Y-MSF figure. This one is pretty special to me because it's on a Godzilla, and it is arguably my favorite Godzilla, I think. And that is Y-MSF GMK 2001 Godzilla. As you all know, my very first review of Kaiju Review was on the SH Monster Arts GMK Godzilla, and while that review is pretty crap by my modern editing standards, I still think that it serves a purpose of showing off a really good figure. And I think similarly, this figure is also really nice. Similar to a lot of Y-MSF figures, there's very few complaints I have on it. And to get that started, let's go into the detail. I want to give a huge shout out to Y-MSF for making the face of this Goji look really menacing. I think it's one of the few figures to really capture how scary that Godzilla looks. And while, yeah, it's not terrifying by like modern standards with -1 out and everything, it still for the time was a really kind of menacing suit. The only thing that I think they could have maybe done a little bit better here, and this is really my only complaint about the figure, is that it's not that chunky of a Godzilla. I think the only thing Bandai really does better there is capturing how big this Godzilla really is. He's kind of a fat Godzilla, truth be told. And while this figure does have some parts where he kind of has like a dad bod thing going on, especially kind of up here, I just don't think they do it as good as Bandai did. But that's really the only praise I can give the Bandai one over this figure, is that that one is just fatter, which is how it should be. But other than that, this figure by far solos that one. The paint detail all around is great. There's nothing that is skimped out on. Literally to the very tip of the tail, this guy is painted. Toes, same way on both sides. Same with the claws. I know it's kind of minimal what they had to put in here, but still it looks great. The dorsal spines, man, they just look fantastic. I love the color that they chose for him. It's not like that off-white that some figures go for. It's kind of like a murky brown color, and I really like that. Overall, the detail and paintwork here is just awesome, as per usual with Y-MSF. The articulation is somewhat minimal, but it's also more than what you usually get on these sorts of figures, so I will take it. You have arm articulation. You can move the arms 360 degrees. Noticeably, they were very tight whenever I first got the figure, but that could just be because I got it pre-owned. The legs also do the same thing. They can kick back and forth, walk, all that. I'm sure if you probably pushed hard enough, you can get them 360 degrees rotated, but they are much tighter than even the arms, so I don't even want to try it there. The tail also rotates too, and while it is similarly tight, I feel a lot more comfortable doing this because, you know, it's a tail. It should be able to rotate 360 degrees. And that's all he's got, just 5 points, but still pretty good for even a Godzilla figure nowadays. Most of them just have 4. And let's go into the sizing. So while I do not have any Godzillas on me right now, I will compare him next to your average Ultraman figure because I've been doing a lot of Ultraman reviews recently. Here is Ultra 7, for instance. And while the figure is just a tad bit shorter than he is, this is actually somewhat accurate. Godzilla is hunched over all the time. Usually in that movie, he doesn't stand up straight. There's, I think, very few scenes where he does. So yeah, this looks pretty good. Next, I will compare him to an Ultra 7 monster. That is King. Him and King just about the same height here. I think King might be a smidgen taller just because of his antenna, but again, pretty good size comparison. He fits in the 6-inch scale pretty well. Some might think it's a bit bizarre that I have 2 Ultra 7 characters here, and that's because I was originally going to do a review on an Ultra 7 monster, but I didn't really like that review too well, so I scrapped it in favor of this one. And the monster I was going to review there was Pandan. Yes, the original Pandan figure. I think Pandan here being a little bit shorter is fine. If anything, this is actually a fault of this figure, which I talked about in length in that review, but of course you all aren't seeing it because I didn't like it that much, so I ended up throwing the review out. But yeah, just a little backstory as to why I have so many of those Ultra 7 figures with me. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really new here to say that hasn't been said before about other Y-MSF figures, especially ones that I review. This figure is very good. There is no beating around the bush with that. The paintwork is really nice. I really like the fact that it looks a lot like the suit. It's not stylized like I think some of them are. The articulation work is fine. It's nothing really great, but it's still 5 points is very serviceable for Godzilla figures. And And the sizing also works fine. He's about 6 inches tall, which works perfect for other Godzilla figures. It's fairly elusive nowadays. I've only seen a few of them floating around for sale, and I've seen them go in the price range of like $200, $250. I would not pay anywhere near that for it. But yeah, that's going to be the review I have for you on the Y-MSF Godzilla here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.